What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Base Damage, a podcast episode for the first time in a long while. I am joined by fellow creator of the channel. We have Joe Schmmo with us today. What's up, bro?
Hi, how are you?
It's been a minute since it's just been like you and me on a podcast episode. It's actually been like a long
Yes.
while.
It's been a very, very, very long while.
I think we did one like last year or something. I'm not
Mm.
exactly remembering when it was, but glad to have you back. And I realize, we need to try to do more podcast episodes. It's something that I have not been consistent on.
Well, life is life. You can't really help it.
This is true. But this one I do feel was very important to record. This was going to be a completely different video, to be completely honest. So to go ahead and discuss what the main topic of this is going to be, we're going to be discussing the upcoming Fall Fest, the regionals and everything. I mentioned in a video, but I wanted to go ahead and bring it up for this episode and everything as well, that me and Joe are going to be trying to go to two regionals, two different locations, and trying to actually attempt to like do semi decently, or at least try to like not look like complete and total idiots.
Well, that the more of the latter half. I'm going to try and look like not an idiot, but try to take it seriously at the same time. I'm not taking like, I don't know, a fairy tale trial deck or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm taking an actually built, thought out deck.
I mean, I remember the one fucking regionals like years ago that was like a fucking Disgaea trial deck that won the whole shebang. So I mean, look, you might be onto something with the I'm just messing.
I don't know. Maybe with a Hololive trial deck. Maybe.
Look, I legitimately could point you to one, and you probably would do well. I'm not even kidding.
Jeez, this is how we start making prices go up.
That I know for real. Like, the ambassador wasn't. The ambassador deck wasn't that bad. But I figured we would discuss that today. Our expectations, other stuff, our thoughts, comments, concerns, what we are actually looking at possibly running, the options that we have presented to us. Nothing's finalized right now. This was going to be a video of us actually test playing games, and my internet sucks, so it's not working.
Not going to happen.
No, not when immediately after we record this, Joe actually is going to be on a VTuber game show.
You can go catch the past and see if I won or lost. I probably lost. It's a 70 question trivia show. I'm not going to do well. I'm just here to have fun, But yeah, no, we have ideas. The big thing is with the new restriction of if it's 2 weeks now before regionals, they're allowed to do it.
I will pull it up while you're stating the thing. It did get changed. You are 100% correct.
Yeah, but that's going to be a big effect because, I mean, we're getting sets like Ocean of Ko that's going to be coming out soon at the time of recording. By the time you might hear it, it's probably already out. Then you got
this podcast is coming out. I think it comes out this week that we're recording this.
Then you just have other new sets that are going to be out before November. So we don't know what they're going to bring. I mean, some sets we do, but with currently how Hololive is kind of dominating the atmosphere right now, I don't know what's going to be really wanted and what's going to be really played.
Even after the hits to Gura, like Hololive's still going to be very heavily played. There's going to be a lot of representation basically with all the different sets that it can play. Myself joining that representation for when I go. I'm trying to scroll back up to see when that change was made. But yeah, it's like a 1 or 2 week thing. English product change. I found that. Oh, okay. Oh, I found it. Yes, it was changed. New product will only have a 1 week restriction after their release date now. So
what we will see, Denken Buko, which I will definitely be buying the trial decks and probably investing in the set. Then obviously JoJo's will be out by then. So Star Ocean and Stardust Crusaders, they're premium boosters. So, and you can use them together. So we can see what can come out of that. For Duluth in time, I believe Love Live School Idol Festival 2 can be used. That's comes out on the 8th. I forget when Duluth is exactly, but I think that's 2 weeks before Duluth.
It's like the beginning of November is the one for Duluth. I looked that up.
Oh, then okay, then Love Live wouldn't be used for Duluth.
No.
But then for Orlando, spoilers, that's the other one we're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Freerun will be out, Macross will be out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. What are the other ones? Because it's February for that. Blue Archive will not be out. We are not getting any Pixar.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, those are the only ones that we have to worry about before that, and then we get Blue Archive after Orlando.
Blue Archive, by the point that comes out, would be like don't remember when they're having Worlds. Maybe that'll be available for Worlds.
Worlds is gonna be
Quince.
I can look that up on here.
Ooh, Freerun comes out at the tail end of November. I don't know how good that is, but I need to look into it anyway.
World Finals. Let's see when this will be. More revealed be soon. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about Marvel. Big sad to anyone who actually is wanting to play that. Gonna be looking at Dengeki Bunko here really soon. And then I guess I have to look into Freerun.
Yeah, Freerun's going to be very important.
So, like Joe said, the two that we are going to be going for is going to be in for Duluth in October, and we're going to be trying for the not Orlando's Tampa, wasn't it? Or am I misremembering? I'm so sorry.
No. We're going to be in Orlando. That's where it's at. Orlando is where it's being held at.
Okay.
We're gonna take a trip to Tampa, but that's not. It has nothing to do with.
That's what I'm getting confused.
To do with the.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. That's just a vacation thing.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with the shop down.
He's finally willing to go on a honeymoon with me after so much. He's like, oh my god. So we wanted to point that out. Like, hey, this is what we're gonna be doing. No, it does say Tampa.
Oh, it's Tampa? Okay.
In February.
We're gonna be in Tampa. We're going to Orlando. That's it. It was one of those two. We're flip-flopping around. We're going to Orlando.
It is all good.
I think that's where that is. That's right.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
No.
Oh, for the other.
The other thing.
Gotcha. So November 9th and 10th for Duluth. We are going to be going to that one. That's actually the closest one to us. We're going a little bit further for Tampa, but that is not too terrible. It's the weekend after Valentine's. All the better that we get a vacation together, Joe. No, right.
Oh, it's the week. I thought it was the weekend. The week of.
It's like it says February 15th and 16th, so it is like that week of. Yeah, you're right. So
God, I'm not looking forward to it. But that's here and there. That's traffic and stuff. But we're gonna be with friends, and that's what matters.
Absolutely, we're gonna be trying to at both locations try to meet up with people in the that we know in the Discord. Other people we've met IRL, obviously, for the different events and whatnot. I'm hoping to be able to get to meet the Refresh Point boys at Duluth, assuming that they're going.
There's a couple people in the Discord that already said they're going to be at Duluth, and some will be at Orlando. Speaking of which, we do have a Discord if you guys want to talk Weiss and other TCGs, so make sure you check that out.
I love how you said Orlando again. It's just great.
Lord, look, we're going to both places.
We're going to Florida. We'll just say Florida for that one.
Florida. We're going to Florida.
So we were going to be testing out some the decks that we're looking to play, which we'll discuss in a second here. But like I said, my internet sucks, and I wasn't able to get to the simulator downloaded in time because I wanted to record some games, and we're basically going to have that as some future videos where me and Joe are going to be playing against each other, trying to be playing our own decks, trying to be playing the meta decks, both with and like against each other to get a feel for stuff, because I wanted to go to more regionals, especially during Springfest, but work schedule for both of us just did not allow. So that will be some upcoming videos where we actually wanted to play some games against each other. So I have been yapping. I will let Joe talk about what he wanted to run. So what was your thoughts for what you wanted to run And I figured we go ahead and get kind of into like some of the meta discussion that we know is going to be around and what we're gonna have to like play against. So
Well, luckily for us, people for Bushy EN apparently are blind a little bit, and they missed a very crucial combo that works in my favor. And as a fan of a series called That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, there's a couple little funny, wacky cards that are pretty good. So we sat around and cooked for a little bit, and we came up with a pretty good deck.
yeah.
And it utilizes a bunch of different things.
Turns out just hitting Shizu in English doesn't kill the deck.
Yeah, so one of the big things here is we have the Miron, the level 2 Miron, and then backing that up, we also have a level 0 that combos with a level 2 Shuna that sits in the back row that gives hexproof. Hooms.
So,
and then go ahead.
No, you're good. With that particular combo, how worried are you that might be hit by the time we go to Florida?
I only am worried if it somehow pops off and like you see like if they have common sense and if for some reason 5 out of 8 decks for the first couple regionals are, you know, slime and they run the same things, then I'll be worried, but it's probably not going to happen. I really do think people are going to be too focused on Hololive.
I don't know. Like I could very much see Hololive still being in the crosshairs of particular decks or particular like particular decks from Hololive still being in the crosshairs. But Gura did get hit. Gura got hit. The Chainsaw Man deck got hit with Aki, but even then, I immediately, like talking with Desmond on the previous podcast episode, that there are other builds of Chainsaw Man that you can very easily do, and he did very well with. So I still feel Chainsaw Man is going to be a big thing. I feel that you're going to be able to get away with the current combo with the Muron setup, no matter what your top end is going to be, whether it's a standby setup or another setup that we're still kind of like seeing what we want to do with.
Throwing around. Yeah.
Like, I feel you're going to be able to run that for Duluth. I feel you're going to be able to run that in Georgia, no problem. And then it's just a matter of, like you said, depending on representation, it will dictate whether you'll be running the same in February or not.
Exactly.
Just because Georgia, Duluth is so much sooner. That is going to be like beginning of November. I don't think they're going to hit it before they are going to do any other hits before then, short of like an emergency thing, which I don't think is going to happen. I've looked at like all the sets coming up until that point, and I don't think anything deserves like an emergency, like Ayame style. You know, oh god, we didn't realize we could pull off like 18 attacks at level 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we're going to have that kind of issue. Watch, JoJo proves me wrong, and it's like, oh, Made in Heaven was just that busted that we're not going to let you get like multiple turns before the opponent can. I want to see JoJo at Worlds so fucking bad.
The other set that I was looking at before, but I didn't realize it was coming out after Duluth was Denkin. I really
Dengeki?
do like, I like Dengeki. I really like the series, like that set. And since we're getting it in English, because I completely forgot, I might end up running that in February, depending on.
You got to be very careful on prices on that one. I would love to pick up stuff from it myself, but I can only imagine that's going to be like a collecting nightmare.
Yeah, it is. If anything, I'm going to pick up the Horizon of Middle Nowhere cards. That's
fair. I want the Mahoka cards, like, to be completely fair. I can respect that.
But there is a chance that there is an alternate universe where I do run that in February. It's not off the table, just depends on pricing.
That's fair. So you should be good for Duluth.
100% I'll be good for Duluth.
It's just the Florida one. We got to see what's going on. For me, I want to run Hololive. I literally have like 3 different lists that I want to test play and experiment with and see which one I feel most comfortable with. I have an 8 standby. I have a Chloe Marin setup. And I want to do something with the Muna from the Ambassador set. So I'm contemplating a list for that. If not, I can do like a Suisei top end and I don't care. So I'm wanting to do something with Hololive and try to work off of one of those decks, especially because I paid money for the fucking Marine finisher. I'm like kind of stubborn on that. Like, let me get my money's worth.
Yeah, I get that. The other problem, which I do want to bring up, which is now becoming a real problem, at least for me, is choice paralysis. And I mean, we were experiencing that even with just Slime. I don't even want to think about trying to build a deck from scratch for Hololive.
Yeah,
because there's just so much, and there's a lot of good stuff.
Like,
it'd be different if a lot of it was booty cheeks, but like, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, like most of the sets I can typically just pinpoint, like, I can do this like a quick little budget deck. Hololive is beyond, like, oh my, there's so much budget, there's so much expensive stuff, it's whatever. I wanted to run Gura, but that got hit, so whatever. When you, me, and Moroku sat down to try to work on a Slime deck for you and try to pool our resources, like, yo, I got play sets of this, you got play sets of that, let's put it together. I could see that I could see that on your face of, oh my god, there's so many fucking options. I would put like 3 different engines in front of you, and you were like, Kade, what? I don't know what to pick. Like, I get it.
More of when I was looking at it, I was trying to figure out what could combat standby, because that we're going to see standby. That's going to probably be the majority of it. There will be splashes. There might be some deviance with choice triggers. But with how I've seen other players, other videos on YouTube, all of it, everyone seems to go with standby.
You're saying specifically for Slime?
No, period. In other decks too.
Okay.
I'm not talking about for Slime. Yeah. So, like I was saying, with Slime, I was trying to figure out how to combat
just standby in general. Okay, I thought you're like, we're gonna see the standby Slime version. I misunderstood.
No. I'm talking about just in general, especially with Hololive taking rampant scene everywhere. Everyone's gonna be running some sort of standby, at least 4.
Yeah, I mean, hell, that's one of the options that I have for Hololive, like, legitimately, because it's cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, to that effect, this standby Muron setup from Slime is like a very valid thing that you and I were looking at, like, different versions of. And even in that setup alone, I showed you how many different standbys there were in Slime, and you were just shaking your head, just like, ain't no way.
Yeah, there ain't no freaking way.
So we do have to worry about that. Obviously, certain other decks got hit with, like, say, Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's still, like, people trying to do the Master of All Elements deck, which I understand.
Give them props.
Yeah, no, for real. You right. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? More power to you. If you can make it work, cool. There's gonna be alternate Chainsaw Man setups. Quintuplets is still out there. The mostly people I've seen running like the Ichika setup. I'm kind of like looking over the other. I'm trying to look over like what decks got posted in Springfest. Overlord.
I mean, Overlord, 7 Deadly. That's not going to be, I don't think, as rampant now.
Well, see, here's the thing. For the 7 Deadly Sins, I did not see. I think I saw maybe one of the Sunshine dude. Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name. Escanor. I maybe saw one deck of Escanor, and I'm probably misremembering that. I saw more of the Hendrickson top end than I did with Escanor, which is just kind of crazy. Like, I saw that, like, it's not a bad deck. I just saw it happen so much. I'm like, there's something for that. Like, there's got to be something, like, to this. I just thought that was crazy.
They were cooking off screen. The other thing, while we're here talking about different things, new changes, is the double loss. That's definitely something new that we need to address, because I don't think a lot of people heard.
So I legitimately had not, like, noticed this, and if this is not something that has been in effect that much for that long. So Husky Ninja had messaged me earlier this weekend before we were recording, and was pointing out one of the shop challenges that she was going to, where the time was, like, drastically reduced. And long story short on that, Weiss and Chill and some other people were able to talk to the shop owners or something. They were able to talk to Bushi and was like, hey, can we get this more than just 25 minutes? She messaged me the next day and said they were able to get it increased to 35 minutes, which is really good, because a new rule has been implemented that I tried to see if I could find other things for this. I say new rule implemented, but when I was looking at this, I noticed up there, it said double loss for going over time. And I was like, that shouldn't be in there. Like, that kind of caught my attention more than the time limit thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So this was a change that when I went to doing some research, this was not in effect for Springfest. I don't know if it was even in effect for Fall Fest of last year. I will try to do some research on that. But something that I am just now being made aware of and is on the Bushiroad site, which I will post like a screenshot. Future me, please do that. Pulling up the formats and format and regulations just so I can read it verbatim. If my internet decides it wants to hold out. Okay, it's good. Because like I said, I looked at all the stuff for the previous ones. This was not in here for Springfest. There is a rule section for a time up policy. For Swiss rounds only, this does not apply to Top Cut. Top Cut still has the typical end of round procedure, which I'll explain when we get to that. But for Swiss rounds, a double loss will be issued to both players. If you go over time, no extra time will be awarded. In Top Cut, there's a little bit of extra time that is given when you hit the time limit. They give you a little bit extra minutes to finish a little bit extra time to finish up an additional 3 turns. The end of that time, whoever has the most damage loses. Whoever has the higher level and the most number of cards in clock. They will be given the loss and the other person wins. So I legitimately just wasn't paying attention when this got slid in, and it's just, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it now, but I just am made aware of it, so I'm going to be very wary of it. And all the more reason me and Joe kind of want to like really figure out what we want to play so we can become really good at that one deck. And not, it's one thing getting hit with choice paralysis when you are building a deck. It's a whole nother issue when you have that in the middle of a game. So we want to try to figure out our decks to get the best optimal plays that we can so as to not be issued a double loss. I do not want, to suffer that. Like, that's just me personally. I don't think that should be a thing, but if they've been having issues with players taking just too long, I can understand, like, maybe it's not just in Weiss, because this does affect all of their games, because it's on the Bushiroad site. This isn't just for Weiss. This is for
Shadowverse,
all their games. And I'm like, oh, I wonder how bad this was during Springfest for them to have to make this change. Like I said, maybe there were some that did that, but from what I could see, this set of rules was not in the Springfest one. So, but it's something we need to be made aware of now and try to work towards. So I want to try to get better, try to be as good as I can. I do not expect to win by any means of the imagination, but oh my goodness.
We can hope and pray.
And
since I got my passport now I'm definitely hoping to win so I can get my free trip in. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, bro, I'll pay for it. I just want to get the invite.
Wait a minute. Did they announce it was in California this year? I feel that's in the back of my head like they did. If it's in California, maybe? I don't want to win. I do not want to go to California.
Look,
sorry, fam,
driver,
but I have standards, and California is not part of those standards.
I didn't expect you to go with that. I have standards. I'm just like, wait, what? So, and we have like friends over in Cali, so it's like,
I know, but still,
it's just funny to me when just like I get that. Look, as a truck driver, I get that. Like, having driven through California, I fucking hate it too, like 100%. But in terms of like driving it, I'm just saying, like, it's not the worst state I've ever been to. That's reserved for the Northeast. Anyway, is that what you're trying to say?
You dang well know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So what I'm seeing is it's not going to be until probably April for Worlds.
Okay.
Which that's going to be interesting time, especially with the heat.
Especially because it got pushed so far. I mean, Worlds last year was in February.
Mm-hmm. So, the other thing that I find interesting is that I will say some of the side events look interesting. Like they have an or a card fight like anime quiz thing they got going on.
Oh,
With
shit.
Shadowverse, they got a couple things going on. We got to complete objectives to get promos.
Mm-hmm.
And then free play, you got to just play a certain amount of matches to get the promo, which is going to be...
Did it with Weiss.
Don't know who... Influescence? I don't know what set this is. Oh, Bang Dream. It's a Bang Dream promo. Okay, that's it. Look familiar. And then with the V Premium tournament, they give like special promos of like different variant arts, and it's nice. But the big thing that I find interesting, it's not a set date for each event. They all alternate. Some events, Weiss will be on Saturdays, some will be on Sundays. Oddly enough, the two that we go to, they're going to be on Saturday. Which I find curious on why it changes.
It might just be that particular location. Which, to be fair, for Weiss, there is a better turnout at certain events than it is for others. Certain locations. Texas, and like say Illinois, like Rosemont, Illinois. Those are like some of our bigger turnouts when it comes to Weiss regionals in terms of like just keeping track of the numbers when I would do like the tournament reports and stuff. Those like certain locations we would have like a ridiculous amount of like players and team turnouts and everything. So I could, based off of, past data, they've probably looked at and gone, hey, there's probably not going to be as big of a turnout at X location. We could just, have it on Sunday. Whereas, say for the bigger ones, probably, start on Saturday, and then, if shit carries over to the next day, obviously, they can take care of it, finish it up on Sunday if need be. So that's just my guess. That's just like kind of what I see for it. But, or it could just be where they just wanted to alternate and just be, fancy. Who knows? Bushi do what Bushi won't. So.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, the other thing that's kind of new, which will probably be relevant. The HoloLive game. It is Bushi Road.
Wait, that's Bushi?
Yeah, I'm currently looking on the Bushi Nav, and it is currently says HoloLive official card game.
Bushi's still going to have me by the balls even when that shit comes out. Oh my god.
Obviously, it won't be part of this go around, but next year's Spring Fest there will probably be HoloLive events, and next year's Fall Fest there will probably be HoloLive events. And I just want to say a quick shout out to our friend Weiss and Chill, who is currently leading the market in HoloLive.
Yes. I was so happy to see him pop off with like getting more subscribers and stuff with the video. He put out videos for that, which I wanted to give him a shout out in this podcast episode as well. Anyway, for anyone looking at the podcast episode, you should see a new background, if I've done my editing properly, and a new look for the channel. I reached out to him about, because I'm horrible with like graphic design and stuff. He was able to get us hooked up with a new profile pic, new YouTube banner and everything, and this background for the podcast episodes and everything. And I was like, dude, thank you so much. I obviously compensated him and everything. And he very much did a really awesome job. We figured it's been so fucking long. We was like, we need like a makeover, a little overhaul, a little bit of a glow up. So we just want to give him a shout out for that one. Anyway, big thank you, my dude, and I hope everyone likes how it looks. But he has been he made the Weiss Schwarz, Weiss and Shell made the a video to, like how to learn to play, how to play the HoloLive card game and everything, and has even put up like a deck profile the day that we're recording this. And so that's been really popping off. I really want to learn how to play that game, like 100%.
I will say his video is very straightforward and very easy to understand. And since there is a simulator, you can easily follow along.
If someone had that out, it's like very quick, fast. Like you gotta love the VTuber community when it comes to that stuff, man.
Yeah,
it's like
they got them dedicated fans, baby.
They're like, this new card game that doesn't have a simulator out yet. Hold my beer, just like
I get this done in 24 hours.
So I have to get it downloaded. I don't know who made it, but thank you to the person who did, because I'm definitely gonna be learning how to do that. How to play that, and eventually I want to post up some content for that as well. I'd probably try to see if Weiss and Chill wants to play some games or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, so like future events with that, that's gonna be a thing. So then I have to choose if I'm playing that at a regional or if I'm still going to be playing Hololive anyway. Either way, I'm going to go to a regional and play Hololive. At this point.
Either way, even if it's to learn to play or something, we will be there learning how to play.
Very much. But go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking we got some stuff in the works for base that I don't know if you want to go public with.
Possibly.
So stuff changing in a couple months for you.
Yes.
Things that are being worked on behind the scenes by an artist.
I don't mind
once it get mentioned.
I don't mind talking about the first one real quick, and this is something that's gonna be like found out very quickly. And for the past couple years, even during the hiatus, I had gotten a new job as a truck driver. Obviously, I've talked about in many fucking videos and whatnot, but I will be ending that. I will no longer be a truck driver by November. Right before we go to regionals anyway, I had already planned to stop truck driving. It's not an issue with the job itself, and I'm not going to get into the details of that. It's just the fact of wanting to be home and actually be able to work on stuff. I'm just starting to get homesick on the road. I'll be real.
And that's very understandable.
Yeah. It is going to be a big thing. Going to be trying getting into new business with other things. We'll talk more about that at a future date, but that especially is another reason why I'm going to be able to go to like the regionals and whatnot that we can, is especially because like the trucking schedule made it so I missed out on a lot of stuff, both with Weiss, but also like family stuff and just other important life things. Yeah. So I will no longer be truck driving later on this within a couple months time of this coming out.
Which also means there might be an uptick in content across the board.
Mm-hmm. So that's been another big thing. Is I know I've Joe has, bro. Thank you so much for putting up with my ass, like just in general. Where I basically will prepare a whole bunch of videos, go up to like on the weeks that I'm back home, go up to his house and use his internet to upload because mine is so shit, and. I'm not kidding when I say where one of my videos at my house would take like 6 hours to uploads in under a minute at his place. And so I'm able to just get all of my editing done and everything, take it with me on a flash drive to his place and just upload it all from there. And then we get to hang out obviously afterwards, but I'm able to upload everything within a few minutes as opposed to what I used to have to do of literally uploading like a video, like set a video to upload overnight and like let it upload, pray that it worked when I woke up the next morning. Sometimes it didn't. I'm not kidding when I say like the longest it's ever taken for a video to upload at his place was like 5 minutes, and that was recent. That was the video with Soup opening up Build Divide. That took like all of 5 minutes, and that's the longest any of them have taken. So anyway, side rant aside, it's the fact of I'll be able to work on more content, especially like newer stuff as it comes out. That's something we were talking about earlier where like say the ban list dropped and I was still out on the road and I wasn't able to talk about it for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, so we can get more accurate, timely videos.
Yeah. Outside of obviously ones that I want to make, I'm typically like preparing like 4 weeks worth, like 3 to 4 weeks worth of content in advance. And I feel it kind of shows with some videos too. So that'll get alleviated and I'll just be able to I'll be able to take my time on shit a hell of a lot easier too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Joe's like, yes, you can stop coming over to my house every single time. No, I'm just
I don't care.
He's like, you pay for Waffle House, I don't care.
Yeah, you buy me food, and that's what matters.
That's just how we roll anyway. It's like, oh, you're offering me free food? All right. So,
I bet. I ain't gonna say no.
So, but then also like being able to sit down and like talk, business stuff, working with stuff with Baksu-chan, working stuff on the channel.
And other behind-the-scene things that will probably maybe one day see the light of day.
All that, all those videos of Star Rail content that you're planning to upload, right? ...
Yeah, who are you talking to? Me? Definitely not me.
I figured you were going to turn into a Star Rail channel like how Tori is a Final Fantasy 14 streamer. Anyway.
No, I do not want to get anywhere near any of the gotcha drama. I am okay.
I get you. No.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
We're expected to go against Standby. Choice is going to be thrown in, but that's going to be like the main contenders we'll have to fight against.
Yeah,
my bet's going to be still mainly Hololive, maybe a little bit of Oshinoko, depending on how well it's received, and same for JoJo's. But that's about it.
Another big one I honestly need to look into: Spy Family. I mentioned this a little bit ago, but Spy Family is one of those that definitely saw a lot of play in Springfest. But I do not know. I don't know the top end. I don't know like how the game flows for them. So definitely gonna be taking a look into that. Like I know how the quintuplets decks work. I know how Overlord. Let's see. I pretty much understand how a lot of the Chainsaw Man stuff went. I'm just kind of like scrolling through, seeing what all got posted. Even Guilty Gear Strive. I need to look into that because like the Ramwithal. Like the decks that have like Ramwithal for the top end and everything. We clearly, because I didn't talk about this in one of the other episodes, we have to worry about Konosuba. We have to worry about Darkness.
Oh, yeah, it's getting announced as a reprint, isn't it? I forgot.
Something along those lines. No, Cowboy was like, no mention of Darkness whatsoever. Topping is like, it just shake my head. I was
hey,
like,
look, I definitely threw that on the table, but it's definitely very expensive to run.
Yeah,
I would definitely run Darkness. But
that's fair. But no, that is one of the ones that I do want to look into. Is Spy Family. A little bit more on Guilty Gear Strive because there was a couple different decks that showed up for that, but I don't know which of those, other than the ones that I know have like Ramwithal. I know that's like the more serious one. Some of the other ones that showed up, I wasn't certain if those were just meme decks, where like the other two members are running like were running like Himeno Aki when it was legal, and like Kanata Marin or like a Hololive or Avatar when it was still had the legal shit. So I see some, I just don't know if they were like meme decks and got carried or what. But Spy Family is probably one of the biggest ones I am wanting to learn about and try to just like get ahead of the game on that one.
Hey, I can't wait for Anya to come up and just slap people around.
I would be very funny. That. I think it'd be hilarious. Yeah, no, I'm very much like ready to see that. Azure Lane, obviously, I haven't really been able to play against, but I've been able to play with it on the simulator and everything, so I do know like how those games run. It's just cats. That's all you need to know. Joe's like, what?
What? But, you what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it,
bro. It's all good. The different, like, even though it doesn't see as much play anymore, like the Bang Dream setups, like there's still several like decks that kind of float around. I don't think Bang Dream's going to be as big as like say 8 Pants Spy Family or some kind of like Spy Family deck. So something I do want to point out really quickly so I keep talking about when such and such was at was it a full power or something. Even I talked about this in the regional wrap up, but I just want to touch on it really quick. There were still people running Caligura with Gura limited to 2 copies, and at least one, I think, of a Himeno Aki. Yep, there was still one Himeno Aki that still had to work, that still worked with all the restrictions, but once again, it was in teams. So I bring that up because it could have just got carried by, the other people playing. Oh, Bocchi the Rock. I didn't even think about that. Like, Bocchi the Rock is also honestly going to be a very interesting contender. I know.
Very true.
I know what the top end and the finisher, like the finisher and the engine and everything is going to be. It's like a very, very interesting mix of stuff. So I definitely want to see more Bocchi the Rock. That'll be really cool to see that. And we're saying all of this. We know that Clock Tower has posted up a video talking about their thoughts on upcoming stuff as well. I have not listened to that just yet. So if any of our stuff overlaps, it's pure coincidence.
It's just, very coincidental.
And my cat has come in here to be like, what y'all talking about? I heard you say Azure Lane and cats, So,
yeah, exactly. They know what they're talking about. They know what they want.
So I want to listen to their podcast as well and kind of get some inspiration, because they've been able to play way more than us in terms of like the regional setting. So I definitely want to get some insight from them, and definitely, you know, take what they say and try to like plan accordingly as well. Try to listen to their feedback and everything, because they obviously a lot of them know what the hell they're talking about. So whereas we can just kind of like bullshit and kind of be like, yeah, I see this and, you know, probably run into this, but they probably are like, no, we know for a fact what is coming
I
up.
ran the numbers. I know.
We know the numbers. What do they mean? You know? But so I don't know if that's just a thing where, say, like the Gura and the Aki players got carried, or if that's still just a viable strategy that people are going to try to do. Like, if I could just run 2 Gura and still like get away with shit, why would I not try it? You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be very curious to see how much of that is still very much relevant, and if they have to nuke Gura or Aki even further. So that will be very interesting. You did not see, like, Chainsaw Man Himeno Aki was not as overwhelmingly dominant for the very last one that occurred, which was in France, as opposed to everything else prior, before the ban list. So, yeah, there's just the one topping of that, and the other was a 8-choice Chainsaw Man, which honestly I do very much like the 8-choice build as well. So, let's see. There's a Psychono list up here. Lycoris Recoil. What is CCS? I don't remember what that is.
CCS.
Adventure Time. Bochi the Rock.
Oh, grab your friends.
There's actually 1, 2, 3. There was 4 different teams that had Bochi the Rock up there. So all some kind of combination of the same thing, which is what I was so expect. Oh, hold on. CCS, Card Captor Sakura. So
really?
Yeah.
Well, then again, it was teams.
That's what I say. I don't want to discount that, but you do see some crazier stuff when teams occurs, because people can be like, hey, let's just have some fun. But, you know, that's a team topping without any of, like, no Hololive. They had Adventure Time, Cardcaptor Sakura, and Lycoris Recoil. They didn't have any of the top, like, the crazy top stuff. With Chainsaw Man being pulled back, like, pulling the reins back on it, a lot of other decks were really able to shine for that, and I was really happy to, like, see that, you know?
Hey, like I was gonna say, think about it. We're gonna have months between it. What, 3 or 4 months between fall and spring and fall fest?
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be lots of people cooking.
Very much.
We don't know what people are gonna bring to the table until it starts flying.
But that's also what we're trying to do. Is we're also trying to cook with some stuff and just like we want to have fun just as much as we want to be prepared. As Scar taught me in The Lion King.
No, I want people to cry. What are you talking about? I want them to sit there and cry.
It's like, yes, I want to be the one standing there holding the onion under their nose. Like, yeah, you feeling it? You feeling it?
So I'm going to give a quick shout, and I feel like this is pretty much it. But we could also just bring Jewel Burn 7, put the hand out, and just say GG and call it a day. But,
shout out to Timmy. Oh my god.
Yeah. He still has the deck, by the way. Still runs very good.
For anyone who doesn't know that, we talked about this when the podcast episode for that came out years ago. When we went to the first teams event that we ever went to, our buddy Timmy took Fate, Prisma Ilia, Jewel Burn, and just honestly did way better than any of us should have than he should have done.
He did better than Meta, Konosuba, and Sorter at the time. It
was hilarious. So I was like, I don't think we didn't top because I was just horrible on that team, and I was running like SAO.
Jewel Burn was the only one on the team undefeated.
Straight up,
and he beat last year's Fall Fest winner, which was hilarious.
We like it was little mini upset right there. It was just kind of like, ooh, like it just kind of like had people standing around going, wait, what just happened? And the guy looked across, was like, what did I just get hit by? It was great. So I mean, but that's like years ago, like buried. Like, oh my goodness, that's base damage lore though. So I mean,
that's pure T lore. But yeah, I think that's all I'm expecting out of it, to be honest.
Fair.
And I can't make more assessments until regionals start happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, so I'll be trying to keep up to date tournament reports and everything, trying to try to see what is doing well and everything. I had it pulled up. I had to switch it over from the schedule. Because the first one that's happening is in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have 3 regionals before ours. Oh no, 2 regionals before ours, because the third one happens on the same weekend as ours. So Sacramento, California, San Jose, Costa Rica. Those 2 are going to happen beforehand. So that's going to be kind of like a little quick taste test of like, oh, this is what we have to deal with. Okay, let's kind of adjust our decks kind of quickly accordingly. Lima, Peru happens the same weekend as Duluth. So
I'm looking at the other places. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything else is after.
Yeah,
even in Europe and Asia.
But so then between Duluth and Florida is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rosemont, Illinois being one of the big ones.
That's for America, and then there's 1, 2, 3.
Houston happens the week. This is the one after Duluth, so Houston's going to be a really big one.
3 in Europe, and as far as I know, of all of Oceania, Asia.
Yeah,
because Sydney, Australia, Indonesia, and Vietnam have yet to be announced.
Yeah, and I think they're still waiting on feedback on some of that, and I'll get to that in another video. So we're going to have a little bit of time before Duluth just to kind of get a quick taste test of, this is what we got to deal with. Okay, kind of adjust accordingly, but we will have the time necessary to do so. So that's going to be a really good thing for that. I'm super excited, though, like you said. No matter whether it's Spy Family, Bocchi the Rock, Guilty Gear, whatever, I'm excited to kind of venture into territory that I've been keeping track of, but it's different watching the numbers, looking at the deck profiles, reading the names and everything. It's different. Spectating that versus actually being in it is a completely different ball game, no matter what card game you're in. So
yeah.
Trying to think of anything else we wanted to discuss. So like I stated, we are going to be trying to post up some of our practicing games and stuff like that. Kind of a little like a little training arc thing of some games, some highlights of games we're going to be playing against each other on the simulator, and try to just get as much practice in. Even if we're not playing against each other or playing against Moroku or whatever, I'll probably be playing like crazy against Moroku. Trying to just get in as much practice as possible, talking with people in the Discord, and like Joe said earlier, if you want to be a part of discussions like that on the Discord, because I'm gonna try to get a serious discussion for that started very soon. Try to consult some of the other people in there, like, yo, I'm playing Hololive, but which flavor? And try to talk to some of the guys that have been there. If you want to be part of the discussions as well, feel free to go to the description. There should be a link for the Discord in there.
And if you somehow can't find it, it's over on the community tab.
Exactly. So double checks, make certain that I do have it on. Yeah, it's on the community tab. Any other thoughts or concerns for not even just the regionals, just upcoming stuff in general with Weiss, or even like other card game stuff? Anything you want to discuss?
I mean, not really. The most that I'm looking forward to is we start branching out and slightly doing more card stuff on the channel. We'll still mainly be Weiss.
Absolutely.
But dabbling into, like, maybe we might do some MTG talk and with some matches here and there.
Boxu-chan would be elated, you know that.
Yeah, that or Pokemon stuff, or
no, the Transformers
you can trash
TCG.
Talk Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh yeah, the dead. I mean, perfectly active. Not one person in the world still playing TCG. Yeah, my bad. Hey, there's more people playing the dot hack TCG than Transformers. All right, like,
honestly, like, okay, legitimately, I was surprised. I've been surprised with some of the events that we've gone to. Talking about like card games selling and stuff like that. Me and Moroku were able to get our hands on a whole bunch of like boxes of the dot hack card game. And I'm not kidding, where some events, none of that sells. Some events we go to, a dude will come up and like, I want like 3 boxes. And I'm just like, yes, sir. Absolutely. So that's been a really weird thing.
Then we casually found out there was a competitive scene for this game that we don't know how it worked, but he's like, yeah, you do this.
It went all over our heads. We just kind of nodded more like just that head empty, no thoughts, just like reaction.
But he knew what he was talking about, and he was talking about how competitive it was on the West Coast.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, for me, it's just, I got stuff behind the scenes with card games that It's not, well, it's public, but it's not public. So, but it has nothing to do with this channel. So
Exactly. It's just like other stuff. And like you said, when I'm able to get, when I'm no longer truck driving, I'll be able to put out stuff in a more timely manner. I'll be able to focus on projects, more card game, more stuff that I wanted to be able to do. I don't have to plan like a month in advance for like collabs and stuff. And then like, oh, the week that happens, something comes up. Oh, well, shit, got to plan another month out, because of work, that's always been a pain, but we'll be able to be much more flexible on that. Other card game stuff, mainly, obviously, always going to be Weiss is always going to be our roots for this.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for the hashtag Hololive channel only when when the English version of that drops. I know there will be content for that when we get that in English.
There's gonna be lots of content.
But I figure just wrap stuff up here for now. Not like super long podcast thing, because like I said, Joe has a thing coming up where he is going to be part of a little game show. Do you want to talk about that, or give any plugs for that real quick?
I mean, this might be a video, I don't know, but by the time this comes out, it's gonna be over. But Leigh Sintra, she's doing a VTuber game show, and I'm going with like against 5 other people. I don't expect to get far, but I'm here. I'm there.
Here's hoping. Maybe I'll have an update for you by the time this comes out. Check the either the description or the comment section. There might be a little thing updated.
He lost. That's all it's gonna say.
The description's just to say him and last. We all lost. It's gonna be like context. There needs. I see that all the time. If you go to like a VTuber's chat and they do something like not say so, just people like just start commenting "I lost" with like the gasm face. It's just like what, or like they show feet. Have you never seen that?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. If you ever get a chance to look at like the VTuber reacts that Nags does, like if they show feet or they show booba, and like you'll just see people just going "I lost," and just like the entire chat just spams with that. That's what I mean. That's gonna be the context as I put in the description. We lost, huh?
We lost.
How? Oh, I mean, he lost the game. I lost the. Wow, that's a throwback too for anybody born in the fucking 90s. Anyway, that is gonna wrap it up for this. Thank you for being here once again, Joe. Thank you for all the stuff you do behind the scenes and for putting up with my BS all the time.
Yeah, always. I mean, what?
He's like, the check better be in the mail. Anyway, no.
Yeah, my PayPal's open. You have the link.
For real. And thank you to everyone for listening in on this. We will be having more podcast episodes and more videos for specifically regional stuff, and our trying to prepare and trying to get ready for it and practicing and everything. Please keep an eye out for those and kind of just get hyped. We back, Base Damage back in business with regional stuff. I can finally try to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And I also cannot wait to be able to meet, especially like at Duluth, we're going to be able to meet so many people from the Discord that we've been able to like meet over the course of like the revival of the channel and everything. And just all the people that have joined the Discord, just being able to put like faces to names, Yeah,
it's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice to be able to meet all the people and just at both locations. Obviously, I'm so fucking hyped for both of them, dude.
Yeah, I am too. It's gonna be a good time.
Very much so. But thank y'all very much for watching. If you stayed this long, hey, thanks for watching. If not, it's cool. Like and subscribe if you want. And Discord is in the description once again. And that is going to be it for me. Thank you, Joe, and we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.
Bye-bye.